welcome to my brain, my heart, sports talk with Mike. No more actions. I find people might be getting jealous of my muscles, and I don't want to make people feel that way, so that's about it. March Madness continues today, and I am extremely excited. I can't begin to describe how excited I am. Last night, Jarome Iginla of the Calgary Flames was dealt to the Boston Bruins. Not. As everyone was reporting, he was dealt to the Bruins for two prospects and a first-round pick, and actually, I think the reason why they didn't trade him to the Bruins was because they didn't include Malcolm Subban, and the Calgary Flames need a goaltender. In turn, they actually traded him to the Pittsburgh Penguins for two collegiate players and a first-round pick. No goaltender, but I think they have more faith in these two players than they did in the two prospects in the Bruins organization. And now the Penguins look poised to win Stanley Cup with two captains, Jarome Iginla, Brandon Morrow. Morrow came from Dallas, and Douglas Murray. I think they'll pick up another piece or two, actually, and we'll see what happens. I got the Penguins winning the Stanley Cup. They're older guys, so will it affect the long playoffs and the grind a bit? I mean, they're more susceptible to injuries, but I think they're really tough guys that just will help the Penguins in a gritty playoffs. I mean, besides Matt Cook, don't see too much guys really filling that role, so Morrow and Iginla will really help them out. Today's episode, I'm going to give you my preview, my breakdown of the AL West. Sorry, the NL West. And I'm extremely excited because it's got the Giants in that. We're going to start off with the Colorado Rockies. 64-98 last season. 5th in the NL West. They picked up a very reliable, very reliable reliever in Wilton Lopez from the Houston Astros. He did phenomenal for the Astros. Enough said. But going the other way, they lost a young prospect that I really liked, the pitching prospect Alex White, and I would like to see him in a Rockies uniform. They got De La Rosa, Pomeranz, and the veteran Canadian Jeff Francis. I love Jeff Francis. I think he's now a veteran guy there that can just really help. I mean, just doing small things. He's not going to have long outings, but I think he's gone through that turmoil and will come out on top now. They have a great bullpen. Like I said, Lopez, I like Betancourt and Outman, but it's very thin. Besides those three guys, I don't think a lot of players, a lot of their relievers will help them, and I can just see them kind of doing what the Canada did in the World Baseball Classic, just giving up runs. Got speed with Dexter Fowler, Carlos Gonzalez, Troy Tulowitzki, a lot of defense between those two, a lot of home runs, a lot of RBIs. Todd Helton, the first baseman, a long-time Colorado Rocky. Don't know what's going to happen with him. He had that DUI, and it might kind of screw things up for him a bit. I see Nelson and Rutledge a lot of potential. They're budding all-stars, and it's only a matter of time before they become legitimate all-stars year after year after year. All you need is that opportunity. But the Rockies, because of bullpen issues, they're finishing 5th in the division. No question about that. Next up, Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm wearing their cap. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm supposed to hate the Dodgers, but I don't. I really like the players on the Dodgers. Only team I hate in baseball is the Yankees. Forget the Yankees. I like the Dodgers, and I really like the hat. I think it's a really cool design hat. I just love it. So, they picked up Zach Greinke, big acquisition, obviously, and I like J.P. Howell. Didn't really lose too much, just a lot of guys that were brought in on loan, and like Shane Victorino and that there. So no worries with that. Best rotation in Major League Baseball, Zach Greinke, the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner in Clayton Kershaw. I like Josh Beckett. Maybe he gets back to what he used to do. The transfer Ryu from Korea. Chad Billingsley, I think he's actually really dominant. I think he just needs to control his command just a bit more. And they still got Chris Capuano and Ted Lilly in the bullpen, so they can actually get a spot start from them. So really good. They got Brendan League in the bullpen, hard throwing right-hander. ex-Blue Jay. And I really like Kelsey Jansen a lot. I think he's going to be a closer to really rely on. I like what he does. But besides those two, bullpen you need to win a World Series. So they're going to probably have to bring in a couple more pieces, because besides those two, I don't expect really a lot from the rest of their bullpen. Best outfield in sports as well, Major League Baseball, Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, and Carl Crawford. Defensive gloves, Silver Slug Award winners, that's what they're going to do. They're going to continuously hunt down balls and jack home runs. That's speed with Crawford. Hopefully he stays healthy. Their infield is brutal. I don't like it. Adrian Gonzalez looks like he's fitted in well with the Dodgers, so over there at first base, he'll be amazing. But Matt Ellis at second and AJ Ellis behind the plate. Mediocre defensively, below average offensively. Cruz, he's good defensively, but not a lot of pop in his bat. Hanley Ramirez, I just don't see him fitting in with the Dodgers' plans, and he's just an attitude problem. Every time I see him, he seems so cocky. I just don't think he'll work well with them. And hopefully Juan Uribe, I love Uribe a lot actually. I hope he takes over Ramirez's spot. I got the Dodgers first in the division over my Giants. It's hard to say, but it's going to happen. I actually even have the Dodgers winning the World Series. You heard it here first. You really did. As long as they stay healthy, I need Matt Kemp healthy. I need their pitching staff to stay healthy. Crawford, they'll do good. Next up, San Diego Padres, 76 and 86 last season, fourth in the division. Didn't lose anyone, didn't pick anyone up. They're really going to build from within. They want to start kind of like just a team with all their kind of draft picks, all their guys from the organization, and really it's going to take a while. They're in a big rebuilding stage, and it's going to take a while. Edison Volquez is probably going to be their starting pitcher, their #1 ace, but he's so he's just one bad inning unravels for him, and he loses all confidence. I like Clayton Richard. He shuts down the Giants to perfection, and he's going to continue to do that. They got Jason Marquez and Freddie Garcia. Those two are going to help mold the pitchers that are coming up through the organization. But the problem is that injuries will take effect to two of the older guys, and some inexperienced starters will get their starts, and that's really going to crumble for them. I like their bullpen, Houston Street, Gregerson, and Thatcher. After those three, I mean, they can take a long haul. I mean, if the starters struggle, you can rely on those three in the bullpen. But if it gets to where they're pitching more than one inning, things are going to really unravel for those guys. A lot of speed with Cabrera in the field. He's a stolen base, like he's going to steal a base probably every time he gets on base. RBI leader with Chase Headley, like Carlos Quentin. I actually see him being a 30 home run, 100 RBI guy year after year, as long as he stays healthy and he has that opportunity. I like Yonder Alonso at first base for the Padres. That opportunity given to him, and he's going to really run with it. And Maben and Venable in the outfield, really good defensive gloves, really good speed, and they got a bit of pop in their bat. But like I said, rebuilding stage, it's going to be hard for them to really compete in the division. Fourth in the division is where they're finishing. Alright, so we get into the good stuff. I'm going to try not to be as biased as I possibly can. I'm a die-hard San Francisco Giants fan. I got a tattoo right there. I don't know if you can see it, and I'm not getting up to show you it. I got a tattoo of their logo. I love the Giants. 94 and 68 last season, first in the division, World Series champions. Bring it on. They brought back some old pieces, Andres Torres and Ramon Ramirez. Ramirez actually was released, so other than that, small pieces like Chad Gaudens, so nothing really. They let Melky Cabrera go to the Blue Jays, he can take his steroids and go. Aubrey Huff in his depression, I just think he's not in love with the game anymore, and that's it. They got Matt Cain. He is the hardest working pitcher in baseball since he came into the league. He's had the worst run support by a huge margin. He's terrific. He had a perfect game last season. He's amazing. The 2010 World Series. He just I don't think he allowed an earned run in all 27 innings pitched. He's just a really effective pitcher, babyface pitcher. Madison Bumgarner, the lefty. I see really a workhorse in him. 8 innings out of him every game. He had an up and down year last year, but I can see him working through his tools and getting back to his shape and form. Tim Lincecum, new look. He doesn't have that long wavy hair. He worked on his mechanics. He's changing things. He had that really bad year last year. Pretty just last 2 years has been downhill for him, and put him in the bullpen last postseason, I think is actually going to help rejuvenate him, and he's actually going to, as long as he puts in 15 wins for the Giants, no problems. That's all I need from Lincecum. 15 wins. His area will probably go down. He needs to control his command again, and that's all he needs. I got Ryan Vogelsong. I love to say the well-traveled Ryan Vogelsong. I like him actually a lot. This is probably going to be his last year for the Giants. He's getting up there in age, about 35 years old, and not too much left in the gas tank, unless he just maybe resorts to the bullpen. Barry Zito, it's in a contract year for him. He actually had his best year as a Giant last season. He's going to take a step back, unfortunately, especially with being a contract year. He's going to put a lot of pressure on himself. And now the bullpen. Best bullpen in Major League Baseball. And if you disagree, you're either smoking pot, completely wasted, you were in a car accident and you don't know what you're talking about. Sergio Romo, Santiago Casilla, Jeremy Affeldt, Javier Lopez. I mean, what more can you say? Those three right there, they're just, all four can be closers on any team in the Major League. Well, Mariano Rivera, but they're all pretty spectacular players. They're all amazing. Shutdown specialists. They know exactly what to do. And if you don't believe it, just YouTube them, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, they won 2 World Series in the last 3 years because of these guys. So, defense with Brandon Belt and Brandon Crawford at first and shortstop. Brandon Crawford, not going to really do a lot for you offensively, but he makes up for it defensively. His first half last season was brutal, but after the All-Star break, probably one of the best defensive shortstops in the game. Brandon Belt, he has that good glove, and he had an amazing spring training, so I can see him really jacking 25-30 home runs and getting eclipsing that 100 RBI mark. Hopefully they get a healthy Sandoval, because he's really a fire starter for them, really gets them going, energetic. The MVP, Buster Posey, come on now. His postseason wasn't amazing, but I think he's going to be comfortable again in the regular season and put up pretty fantastic numbers again. We'll go to the outfield. They need a bat in left. Gregor Blanco is pretty good defensively, but they need a bat. They need a really solid right-handed bat, I think. Mostly actually left-handed. I wish they would have picked up Nick Swisher. That's what they need. They need a big bat. I don't think Pagan will actually do well. I mean, he had like 15 triples last season, but he's a very emotional player, and when emotions really get the best of him, unfortunately. And then they're going to get a full year out of Hunter Pence and Marco Scudero, and I can see them hitting a 300, jack a couple home runs, really being clutch players for the Giants. I got the Giants finishing second in the division, and very, very well, they'll probably pick up they'll pick up a wild card and get to the playoffs, and I expect big things from the Giants when you're a Giants fan anyway. And the last team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, 81-81 last season, third in the division. They picked up really good players: Martin Prado, Brendan McCarthy, Cody Ross, Cliff Pennington, Heath Bell, and some old veteran leadership, Eric Chavez and Eric Hinsky, and Didi Gregorius. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be a premier all-star, premier shortstop. He's going to be fantastic. They lost Justin Upton, Chris Young, and the top prospect Trevor Bauer. He went over to the Indians, pitching prospect. Got a decent rotation. Ian Kennedy, McCarthy there. You'll know McCarthy because he took that line drive off the noggin. And Trevor Cahill. With their bullpen, I mean, the rotation can't really. Kennedy will be good, and I just don't see them really getting past the 6th inning and most outings. Kennedy had like 20 wins last season, but it's going to be harder for them. I think they're going to be asked to really do a lot, and it's going to be a lot of pressure on them. I actually have more faith in Miley and Skaggs. Those two will probably pick up the 4th and 5th rotation spots, and I actually have more faith in them actually to be the best starters. JJ puts Hernandez, Bell, Sip, and Ziegler in the bullpen. Great bullpen, and I like Ziegler a lot actually. He's my go-to guy. Bell and Putz though, they really really emotional players too, and they're just when it gets away from them, it really gets away from them, and it's hard to get them back, and that's going to be the Diamondbacks' downfall. Just their pitchers are going to really throw it away for them. In the field, ex-Blue Jay Aaron Hill, he had 2 cycles last season, fantastic. Miguel Montero, Jason Kubel, Martin Prado, Paul Goldschmidt will be amazing for years to come. He has monster power. He just got to work on his glove at first base a bit. And Cody Ross, I really liked him when he was with the Giants, and I wish that he actually would have stayed with the Giants. I would have rather Cody Ross in left field for the Giants over Gregor Blanco. And it's but the problem, like they don't expect a lot of doubles and triples from the Diamondbacks because speed will be a hard thing for them to really steal bases. Not a threat on the base paths. Not a lot of doubles or triples. They'll have to rely heavily on their home runs and their starting rotation. I got them finishing 3rd in the division as well, just because the Dodgers look like they'll stay healthy this year, and the Giants they just got that bullpen. So Diamondbacks will get better this year, but miss the playoffs. So there you have it. I'll go the Dodgers, Giants, Diamondbacks, Padres, and Rockies in the NL West. If you if I'm left out anything, prospect or whatever, let me know. It's okay. I have no problem saying that you're wrong. I know I probably missed a prospect, but just let me know. Let me know if you agree with who I think is going to win the World Series with the Dodgers, who you think is going to win, and just spit it out. No problems. But that's it for today's episode of My Brain, My Heart Sports Talk with Mike. It's really hard not to do all the hand motions, but like I said, these muscles, they're guns. Bazookas. You don't want to handle this storm.